Hey everybody, Jay Marino here, continuing StarCraft Mass Recall, a StarCraft Brood War remake for StarCraft 2. Alright, the fall, continuing into Mission 3 Higher Ground. For the last two missions, I've talked about how challenging I've found this mission to be in the past. Sort of an anomaly in terms of difficulty, unless it's been adjusted, but the enemy attack waves just seem abnormally large in this map, or at least they did last time I played it. Citadel of the Executor, 2 hours later. There are two large Zerg bases, both send separate attack waves at us. And there is an expansion, but it's pretty far away, and it's sort of random whether they decide to attack that or attack my main base. We'll see.
Executor, I bring news most dire. The cerebrate that we thought we had killed has arisen again. The creature's battered form was reincarnated, despite the considerable damage we inflicted upon it. Even now, the cerebrate drives its brood in preparation for their next offensive.
It is as I feared. It was folly to believe Tassadar could be trusted. The Conclave will not soon forget his wanton betrayal. Nevertheless, we must stand resolute, for attacking defenseless cerebrates is not the way of true Protoss warriors. We shall overcome the entire swarm with the might and the fury that is our heritage. Executor, we shall lead our main strike force to the province of Sion, which has fallen to the Zerg. It's time the Zerg felt the wrath of the Sons of Ire. Praetor Phoenix will remain here with a small detachment and guard Antioch from any further assaults.
Adun be with you, Executor. Bring swift death to the enemies of Ire.
Overconfidence, Eldaris. Alright, destroy the Zerg colonies. Just a classic destroy everything map here. Province of Sion, Ire. All right, real cool opening. Really looking forward to the copyright hit that I'm going to get for that song. And, all right, who do we want to go for first? White is very much a Mutalisk Scourge base. A lot of anti-air, so we're not going to be using scouts for that. But the red base is very much anti-ground. And the attacks that will be sent by those, respectively, will be very significant of those compositions. So there's going to be a lot of Mutalisks sent from the white base, whereas the red base is going to be Zergling Hydralisk for the most part. So we have scouts now. There's really nothing I have to say about scouts. I think they're terrible in most situations. I may use them later to do some, like, there's a specific mission later on in Brood War where I like to make a bunch of scouts and sort of cheese it, but we'll see if I decide to do that or not. I'm not sure. All right, well, let's try to get some units out sooner rather than later, because like I was saying, this map it's not easy, and it's abnormally challenging from my memory of it. So, yeah, not looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and get our gateway. Now, we can expect the enemy to be coming specifically from this direction. They shouldn't come from down here. It's specifically over here. There's like a big ramp that they can come through to get to me. In fact, I can do a little bit of scouting right now while we wait with our speedy dragoons. Oh, I'm already supply blocked. Haha. Okay. Well, we did start with a lot of units. That's just not something I ever really anticipate happening. I keep hitting P for pylon and wasting time because I play a lot of StarCraft 1, as you may be aware if you watch my other videos on my channel. Yeah, so the Zerg attacks all come from here. So the idea is you want to set up defense here, so that should defend my expansion when I decide to take it. There's an expansion down here to the left. I should not be risking going over here. I just need to wait here for now. And let's just keep my units over here. And the first Zerg attack will be coming from this direction. Let's make some more zealots. And here we go. This is about what I expected. Scout back up. And this is attack number 1. And like I was saying, it seems abnormally large for a first attack. We do start with a lot of units, don't get me wrong, so I'm not going to complain about that. It's just large attacks. So I am going to set up a defense up in this direction. I am going to do that. I think that's the smart thing to do right now, and I'm going to get a forge, and we need to hold that. We need to set this defense up so that we can then move to the bottom right and set up a defense proper there as well. And, well, not really a defense, but an expansion. Very, very important. Okay, let's go ahead and hotkey this and just make extra zealots. We're going to need a decent amount of those. Let's take the scouts and come down here. I don't think there are Zerg defending the area, but I honestly don't remember. So let's just keep making probes. Go ahead and saturate this gas entirely. Gas is not going to be an issue for the most part until the end of the map when we decide we may want to make a bunch of scouts or something like that. Okay, let's come on down here. I don't remember if there's Zerg guarding this or not. But there's only one way for them to get here, which is the ramp that I'm currently defending. Okay, so let's set up one cannon and a shield battery, and this is going to be for later. Let's just keep coming down here. There is an expansion down here, I swear, I promise. I'm not making this up. It should be here. Yeah, okay, just a bunch of Zerglings, which is fine. We can kill these. Now, again, if we take this, that means that red is going to try to replace all of them. Okay, we can kill these with scouts, though. Let's go ahead and set up a second. Set up a few more defenses for this. Okay, this is fine, and we can put the zealots sort of in the front. We get the dragoons up there, too. We need a cybernetics core here sooner rather than later so we can get singularity charge and also more dragoons. More gateways. And I don't anticipate... How much? Oh, it's 200. I forgot about this. It's not 150. It's 200 for a cyber core. All these minor changes. Like I said, I go between StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1, and it's sort of hard to keep track of this. Ah, they snuck around. Did you see that? They managed to just barely... Oh, those jerks. Okay, well, that means that we need to get more defense set up over here. Just a little bit. I'm expecting a next attack pretty soon, actually. Let's get a second pylon. Okay, pretty large attack. Let's get attacking. We've got our shield batteries. These attacks, I don't know how many times I could say it. These are huge for an attack number 1. This is very large. And this is an attack number 1 for red. White attacked us earlier, so this is why I'm going to need a lot of defenses here. And I am not going to hold back with cannons. Normally, I hold back a lot with cannons. I will not this time. I will spend my money and get a bunch of defenses. Very important. Okay. So we lost all our zealots. That could have been worse. We can stay here with the scouts. Let's go ahead and grab one probe and head on down in this direction because we want to make sure... Some of those Zerglings got by, so when the probe comes through, we want to make sure that we can kill them. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this and this. Like I said, I'm not going to hold back. I will leave a little area there. Actually, no, that just means the Zerglings can sneak through. I think that'll be fine. It's primarily the Mutalisks, so I guess that's sort of encouraging you to make scouts.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, good. So this is fine. So we can move the scouts back here. We're going to need definitely more zealots, ultimately. Get ground armor.
You have not enough minerals.
And I think this is saturated just fine. I just need to save my money and take this expansion. I am going to quick save because I don't know what the next attack is going to be like or what to really expect. Scouts have a surprising amount of health. And they... Oh, I thought they started with +1 armor. They don't, but it's a surprising amount of health for an air unit. So they are good... I really, really hesitate to say that they're good units. They're not. I really don't like them. But they can take some serious hits. That's pretty much all I have to say about them. They can take some hits, but they're pathetic versus ground, stuff like that. So just not great. Okay, singularity charge. Oh, we can't afford it. Let's go ahead and get that, and then I just would like to continue to get more units. So we're going to lose some cannons seemingly with every attack. What I'd like to maybe do is get another shield battery over here to defend this from Zergling surrounds. So as we get more money, It's really just hanging on. It's really just hanging on until this gets set up. Then we'll have the income that we really need. In fact, I can start rallying probes over here without having to wait. Definitely need more Dragoons, though, ultimately. Okay, and then we'll get one more shield battery here. We'll get another cannon behind it as well. And then this should be the defense that we really need. Perhaps getting +1 air weapons would not hurt. And also, there's two ways to look at this. I could also just really, really focus on attacking and going and taking out one of the Zerg bases. Then I wouldn't really have to be building all this defense, and it wouldn't feel like such a waste. But I don't think so. Again, the attacks just feel huge, this map. Way, way, way bigger than Mission 2. Though I don't know, the Mission 2 attacks were large, and it sort of showcases how much abuse that Protoss can take. It really does. If we get all these photon cannons set up, we'll be in good shape. I'll get even another pylon here. Okay, and we'll leave a probe here. I anticipate needing it. Okay, looking good. Let's go ahead and grab another gateway. What do I have up here right now coming up? Okay, that's ground armor. This is done, so we can get more probes. Just building out of both of our nexuses. That's fine. We don't need the gas, so I'm not even going to saturate this right now. How much is in here? 3,000, yeah. I don't think we need that. It's really just staying alive. Eventually, we'll get a nice, solid ground force. Lots and lots of Zerglings, to me, means I would really, really like to just get Zealots to defend me against this. My scouts are staying alive. They're targeting the cannons before anything else. Only losing one cannon per attack. But it goes down so fast. It goes down so terribly fast. There's really nothing to do about that. So each attack, we're going to be hemorrhaging a little bit of money. But as long as we're not losing units, then we have an opportunity to build up a large force. So let's start making those Dragoons. Let's get more probes to saturate this base. I think 8 might be enough, because once this gets mined out, we could transfer some probes. Nah, okay. Let's just queue up a bunch. Let's go ahead and start shields. Let's actually start air weapons level 1 and shields simultaneously when we can afford it. We already have 2 Dragoons coming out. And we're just going to get a solid force of Dragoons and Zealots. And then I might make a strategic force of Scouts. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it can help as we go into the red base where there are a lot of sunken colonies. Scouts are expensive. They're $275? Something like that. I mean, when the game came out, they were even more. They were like an absurd amount of money. Really an absurd amount of money. Let's go ahead and get a 3rd gateway. And we've got a Stargate coming up. That should be all we can really afford to build out of right now. All right, Zealots. Let's start with the Zealot spam. Something wrong with... actually, it's probably the edge of the map right there. That probe wants to mine and it can't. Okay. So that's why I'm actually going to be pretty judicial with my Scouts, because it's not worth letting them die. They just, when they die, it's just so much money. I think they're 275, 125, which is, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy for what you get. Again, they're kind of tanky though, so I suppose that's the only benefit. Red just attacked me. It's very tempting to go and try to defeat Red, like right now, because we did just take a clobbering from them, but we emptied out their base. And that's generally how I function with these maps in general, is wait for the enemy to come and attack you, because once they do, that means that they are open for the taking. Nah, I think I'm gonna wait. So what is this now? 275, 125, I was right, that's nuts. Absolutely nuts, it is 275. I think they used to be 300, 200, or something like that. Or 300, 150, maybe. Maybe even more, I don't know. In either case, it's ridiculous with what you're getting. Okay, we've got shields coming up. Let's go ahead and queue up air armor. And we're going to need some pylons. Okay, well, yeah, sure, let's go overboard. That way we won't really have to build any for a while. Okay, so this is mining, and again, the key to keeping this up without having to worry too much is making sure you keep this choke point defended, because it's the only way they can get to you. You either go left or right. Once you get up here, there's 2 ramps, and that's how you get over to where you're going. Okay, scouts are coming up. I will make scouts. I mean, there are spore colonies. I just want to make sure that I micro them so that they don't just run into spore colonies and die, because that's what scouts will do. 1 spore colony can kill a scout if you send a group of 3 or 4 at it before it dies, so it's just not worth it. Okay, lots of zealots. That way we can push into sunken colonies, and I'm just going to wait for all of these upgrades to complete. Maybe not air armor level 1, but it is queued up, so we're in really good shape here. I could get a second Stargate if we really want to pump out those scouts, but frankly, I don't. I don't want to pump out those scouts. I just want to get enough to go and attack them. Okay, here's red again. The major issue is if we leave and white attacks, then we're screwed. I suppose I could just get more cannons. I don't like to do it. I don't care to do it, but I will do it. Okay, so let's just keep making zealots. Here comes another scout. That's good. There is a scout speed upgrade. It's in the fleet beacon. That's another, I think that should be a cybernetics core upgrade, to be honest. It should be unlocked once you get a Stargate. I think that would make them a little more worthwhile. Okay, so I'm going to go for it. This might be a little too early, but I am going to go for it. The sooner the better. And here is red already clumping up again for their next attack. One Dragoon going down, not worth it. Back up, scout. Okay, that was a large group of red forces that we did clear out. Let's see if we can get down this ramp. Get down the ramp fully. There we go, and let's go. Let's go ahead and get rid of the spore colony. And now just attack like crazy. Not too worried about the Ultralisk because we've got Zealots. Zealots back up. Zealots back up. You're throwing your lives away. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to need... Yeah, and this is, again, what I expected to happen, is they're going to come up and attack up there. So we do have units. There's a lot of sunken colonies in this base. Okay, don't run into the spore colonies. All right, back up. We do need the scouts to defend me a little bit here. Let's try to get rid of the Greater Spire. Okay, now, unfortunately, there's spore colonies. We need to move in with the Dragoons to try to get rid of that. We can run around and let the scouts cover us. Let's come on down here and get rid of this. Then we can use the scouts to get rid of the other colonies. The bases are set up this way because it wants you to use the scouts to strategically take out stuff. I mean, that's kind of what they're meant for, but instead it's just sort of annoying. They are rebuilding colonies. That's about what I expected. Let's move on up with these fellas. Get rid of the spawning pool. That's going to be a big deal. They're rebuilding the sunken colonies. Again, about what I would expect. Try to get rid of the spawning pool. All right, that's big. Okay, did I rebuild? I didn't rebuild over here. We got to rebuild this because white's going to be coming back. We only lost 2 cannons, and now we're stockpiled with a bunch of money. So this is good. Let's just rally here instead. Make zealots. We're going to need a lot of those for when we push into white. All right, and now we're doing fine. It's been, honestly, all the missions that I had a bad time with in the past have been going fine this time around because I feel like I'm over-preparing. And then occasionally I'll run into something where I have a harder time with it because I wasn't. Specifically, like the culling. Or maybe the invasion of Ire. I convinced myself that Eye for an Eye was going to be harder, but it really wasn't. The invasion of Ire was, in fact, harder for me because maybe I let my guard down for it just a little bit. All right, now we can move in. More sunken colonies, that's okay. God, there's so many sunken colonies here, it's crazy. Okay, so scouts, come on down. We just need you to get rid of the sunken colonies because there's a billion of them. Again, it's they're specifically like this, I think, because they want you to strategically use scouts. And by they, I mean the Blizzard map makers, because I think it was like this in the original game. All right, back up, back up. Don't attack right into the sunkens. It's all right, slowly but surely. Get rid of that sunken. All right, you move from the back. And we're just going to go from the left to right. We're going to get rid of this sunken so that we can then get rid of the spore, and then we'll be in good shape. We have a nice large force here ready to go for our next soiree against white. Get even more cannons because we can afford them now. Okay, let's inch up and get rid of this. There's drones as well. I don't know why they're not rebuilding. They were definitely rebuilding earlier. Okay, that should be all the spores, so that means we can start doing this. Got more scouts as well, and now we have +1 armor, which is great. Okay, no, kill the drone. just to be safe. They could very well rebuild this if we let our guard down. Okay, great. And, yeah, you know what? I will not send my Dragoons in to get killed by this sunken colony. Okay, and now the Scout's real power is an anti-air. Very good against Wraiths. I mean, definitely better than Wraiths, without a doubt. They can take much more of a beating. They do more anti-air. But Wraiths can cloak. They have that utility. Okay, let's head on back. Move on up to this direction. I think now I have more than enough. Again, I think I over-prepared for this map. I knew to take this area. So the fun in these maps, I think, is struggling to learn that kind of stuff. So the very first time I played this map, I didn't really think about that. I also never got a Citadel to get Zealot legs. So it may have been really enjoyable to watch, maybe a little frustrating for me to play, but it was really intriguing because, you know, I had to learn how to handle that, whereas now I know that it was like that, so I'm able to beat this mission with relative ease. But again, this mission is abnormally hard if you're not prepared for something like that. Scouts back up. Just let the Zealots get in there first. Okay, then follow up with the Scouts. Again, the Scouts can take that beating. I'd really thought you'd get Reavers this mission, considering they were introduced the last mission. There's a lot of anti-air here, so I'm going to leave the Scouts for the most part in the back. So this is opposite. There's less sunken colonies and a lot more spore colonies. So that's kind of how that's kind of how this one goes. And it's like really tight corridors too. So you either make a lot of scouts, a lot of scouts that can handle the beating from these spore colonies, or you go mostly ground for this base and mostly air for this base. Now I did a mix in both cases, and I think it went fine. Got to get rid of those Scourge. And here come in a bunch of Scourge. And we lost a bunch of stuff because of that, but that's okay. Let's just rally up anything new that we're building, which is more scouts for the most part. Okay, one goes down, or one production structure goes down, I should say. Okay, and we're going to push our way in here. More Mutalisks, not really a concern, considering I specifically have anti-air. Look at this brave Zealot. He was doing so well. He survived way longer than I would have expected him to. Okay, and the Scouts are here to defend us specifically from that kind of stuff. And by that kind of stuff, I mean the Mutalisks. Okay, annoying Scourge. Looks like we can kill the Scourge before they are suiciding into us, which is great. Okay, let's move on up and kill the Sunken Colony. It's the last one. Maybe. Probably not. Just kill the colonies, and then we'll go for the spawning pool. Well, we'll just... At this point, it doesn't matter what order we do it in. We have a distinct advantage, so I would say we've won. I'm not sure if maybe you only have to kill the lairs. I don't think so. I think you have to destroy all buildings. We were pretty diligent in getting rid of all of Red's stuff, so I don't think they'll be able to... I don't think they'll be able to rebuild. They very well might, but I'm not sure. Okay, and again, my scouts can take a beating. As long as we focus down the colonies, we probably won't lose any scouts to colonies like this. Okay, we got rid of pretty much all the overlords too, so if they wanted to rebuild much of anything, they won't be able to. Last two buildings here, and then we hold our breaths and hope that we hold our collective breaths and hope that the mission ends. Otherwise, it means that they've rebuilt somewhere. And... oh, okay, well, here we go. That's about, again, what I expected. There we go. Cool, and Red didn't rebuild in that time. That went very well. Way better than I expected.
Executor, Antioch is under attack by overwhelming Zerg forces.
Praetor, you must hold your position for as long as possible. Fight on, brave Phoenix, and know that the gods watch over you. Entaro Adun.
Phoenix, no! This Protoss on the victory screen is, like, weirdly thin. Is that just me? He's, like, frighteningly thin. Our survival rate in KD was still pretty good, considering 294 Zerg killed is crazy. So I think we're definitely going to expect to see our stats, efficiency-type stats, go way up with Protoss. Let's go to the menu and watch the cinematic of Antioch being under attack. It's a little heartbreaking, I suppose, at this point in the campaign. But yeah, that mission went great. We'll see what happens on future missions where I'm thinking it'll go fine. without over-preparing in advance, and then, again, I keep referencing the culling. All right, the Fall of Phoenix. No! The title kind of gives it away. Protoss Temple Grounds, Province of Antioch. That was always weird to me. You know, Phoenix was built up to be this really powerful melee warrior, and he wasn't bested in battle. His Psyblades just stopped working. I don't understand that. I'm not sure if there's some extra explanation to it that I never knew, but it was just like, oh, crap, my weapons. Which was just sort of a silly thing. If anything, it just shows Blizzard probably just didn't have the budget in 1998 to put together a battle scene between Zerg and Protoss, or maybe they put it together and realized that it looked silly given the technology they had, and so they just decided, well, we'll just have his Psyblade stop working, and he'll kind of have a sad look on his face, and cut to black. All right, when we come back, we'll be going on the hunt for Tassadar. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.